What's up, Zox fam? So we have to get into the Dreamscape and Etheria Restart. This is the brand new content that actually just came out. And each day, we're going to actually be diving into each attribute, talking about what it is that you're up against. Today, the current Dreamweaver that we're going to be going up against is the odd attribute. And as far as affinities that are being disabled, it is going to be reason and constant attribute. So basically red and light attribute, right? Now, I want to get into a few different things before we actually jump into the game mode itself. And then before we get into that, making sure that we understand what gimmick we're up against and how we can formulate our team, right? So with that, let's go ahead and let's look at the accumulated tier rewards and what things we are basically getting here, right? So let me actually move my camera so we can see this, right? Now, what we have here is a mileage bar, and it looks like it's up to, what was that, 500 points right here. It might be more, but this is accumulated damage tier. It's at 0 right now, but there's a new resource called Dream Dust, and that Dream Dust we will actually be able to utilize in the Exchange Center, and the Exchange Center has the Dream Dust Exchange, where there's a quantity of 300 boxes, 300 limited boxes per 4 boxes, right? So basically with this, you spend 4,000 of the Dream Dust and you'll be able to get a Crystal Mystery Box, Shadow Print Mystery Box, a Prototype Mystery Box, and a Perfect Lattice Mystery Box. Now, what Mystery Box is going to be probably of the highest value, just to kind of answer that question? It is for a lot of people, especially for those that are still trying to build things, it is definitely going to be things like the Perfect Lattice Shards, because that means that then you're getting closer to being able to fulfill building up those SSRs that you're looking towards. But keep in mind that it's a chance to obtain, right? So there is no guarantee that you're going to be getting the most optimal thing. But in all honesty, this is really going to boil down to what you exactly need in terms of that rotation and what you might dump your Dream Dust into. I would definitely say that, like, a lot of these other things are pretty obtainable in other areas of the game. It's the Perfect Lattice that is still the rarest item in the game, but there is no guarantee that, like, you spending this 4,000 currency is going to give you a crazy, like, quantity of shards per box that you open, right? So it could be, very random. You might have a rotation where it's really, really high. You might have another one where it's not that high, right? So just kind of food for thought there. But for me personally, and what I'm going to be going for, is going to be the Perfect Lattice and probably Shadow Prints, right? I don't really need to summon. Like, having prototypes and the ability to summon is cool, but this is also for the chance of an SSR, right? That's kind of that. So I rather actually go for like more guaranteed things that's going to help me actually build up my account. So once I get through with that, then I feel like I'll be more comfortable going for the Hydra crystals and for the prototypes. But again, it's entirely up to you. But like I said, I think the Perfect Lattice Mystery Box just makes the most sense. Now we have another resource here that's going to be the Dream Data Exchange, and this is going to be using a different currency here, which this currency, if we actually go back, this is going to be obtainable, I think, not just from here, but you'll also be able to get it along the way. This is going to be the Disorder Dream Data. They have it for each attribute, constant dream data. And basically what you do is, once you collect that, you then will be able to go in and transfer or trade it for the corresponding resource that you want. So like the Perfect Lattice Fragment obviously is a big deal here, because that's going to be, again, making more perfect lattices for you. The Enhanced Prototype is for the chance for SSR or SR through SSR. Apex Prototypes are a little bit cheaper, but it's more spread on the Disorder, or not Disorder, that's Dark, Reason, Odd, and Hollow attribute dream data. And then you have Evolution Lattice. You also have the Anima Crystal Point, Orange Shadow Print, so all things that you kind of need. And of course, even down to the lowest thing, which is just the training data and the Etheria coin, which you can also trade for as well. I will have a shot priority video once I'm able to get through more of the game mode to see what the total accumulation of currency really looks like per rotation, because that actually, I think, would really be able to solidify what you want to make sure you pick up in this entire shop. But ultimately, I feel like, again, Perfect Lattice Fragment, as much of that as you can get. Evolution Lattice is going to be big, because you still got to build up a ton of SRs. At least I know most of the player base does, right? So that's that, right? Now, the other thing is, too, is that this does come jam-packed with a Dreamweaver guide. And the Dreamweaver guide kind of reminds me a little bit of the Hyperlink Charter. If you complete the challenges here, you're going to be able to get those dream data, the dream essence. You're going to be able to get the dream dust, and then you also get more dream keys. Now, I want to talk about the dream keys, too. The dream keys is basically 3 keys upon like your first day, and then basically you can obtain or you can buy, more dream keys with hydra crystals. In my opinion, I think it's one of those things where it's going to be based off of what you want to do in terms of that. I feel like most free to play will probably if you're really looking at it through the lens of like what you would normally be doing, like if you're max refilling, you've been max refilling, I think for while, you know, this type of event is up, for the extra boost in currency for you to build up your account, I don't think it'll hurt for you to do things like getting extra keys. But I also think it would be important first to see how much of this you can actually obtain before you start buying extra keys, because there might be a good amount that comes from this free to play that you might not necessarily need to buy keys, and you could just go in with the daily quantity amount. But we'll see what exactly that ends up looking like, because I think to each day you gain three virtual figure labyrinths, or for every 3 virtual figure labyrinths cleared, you earn the 1 chance to challenge the Dreamweaver's true form. And basically using a dream key is what is basically going to allow you to challenge the virtual figure maze that is created by the Dreamweaver. So 3 dream keys are distributed daily, and with no more free distribution after exceeding 10, right? So you basically will get these and they accumulate, not exceeding the 10, but then you can buy extra. So I think it's like something you could just take day to day. But if you want to expedite it and buy those extra keys for the leaderboard, I think that that's something that you can also do too. So I think it just kind of all depends on what you want to do personally. That's just kind of my take, at least for right now. But if I figure out anything that makes more sense, I'll update you guys, okay? Now, with all of that being said, let's actually dive into the core aspect of the gameplay, right? So starting off with the boss that we're fighting today, that is going to be the odd type Lindell. Now, I think it's also safe to say too, the challenge Dreamweaver disabled attributes are reason and constant. It is not necessarily that for the fragment zones that you can go into, right? So I'll show you guys that next screen in a second. But with the Dreamweaver odd attribute, what it is a boss that's going to be able to apply suppression shields to enemies. Quickly removing suppression shield through healing will increase your damage output. So that's very, very important, okay? So this is very similar to Aurora. Having a healer is going to make that much easier to deal with, because then your damage will go up, right? So very, very simple. I think that that's, like, for what it's worth, what you need to know, right? Like, that's what you need to kind of have in your head. There's going to be some people that'll probably be able to do it without a healer, but if you're struggling, a healer is absolutely going to be necessary, right? So with that, okay, we're going to go to the ready to fight. Now, here is where you kind of can decide what fragments you want to take on. Looking at some of the other things that we were like dealing with, I'm definitely going to go into some of the light dark stuff here. Now, the main thing is that what you're also noticing too is that in the fragments, and that's what I was saying, was that for the Dreamweaver challenge, the boss fight, there's a certain attribute that's disabled for the boss fight, but for the actual fragment challenges, the affinities will be different in terms of what is disabled based off of what fragment you're challenging, and of course the difficulty of that one, right? So like the other thing is too, is like you'll notice here, this one and these 4 all say normal, right? And it just gives you the initial dream dust, which is 2,500, right? Now, if we look at the other stuff here, the other fragment, which is the virtual figure Mia, this will have disabled affinity, is going to be hollow attribute. The initial dream dust is 5,000. It unlocks the abyss difficulty, and then the additional dream dust bonus from labyrinth rewards goes up by 20%. Right? So this is something that you have to kind of think about when, you know, trying to utilize your dream keys, etc. Right? What exactly can you actually take on? What's going to be the most beneficial? Definitely taking on the highest of what your account can take on is going to be important. But then also you got to think about available resources or rewards that you're going to be trying to obtain. So with that, let's actually go ahead and take on, I'm going to try the legendary one here, right? Now, the thing is that you have to remember that you have one opportunity, if I'm not mistaken, per key to basically challenge that Dreamweaver, or per like 3 accumulated fragments to challenge that Dreamweaver. So just kind of keeping that in mind. Now, here we have 2 different portals. We have a Sweet Dream and we have a Frightmare. Now, I'm going to be real. We already kind of know what that means. So if we go to the dream effects, there's going to be different dream effects that you'll be able to take on. I'm going to actually go with the Frightmare first, so we can show you guys what this looks like. And this is 2 out of 7, right? So here we're going to go to view, and this is going to basically give us a greedy soul, which can increase 20% the rewards by 20% in the next room, but the dream will be random. Frightmare, which future contracts. So you lose 20% of your current dream dust and double the event rewards for the next 2 rooms. And then you also have the Frightmare against tomorrow, immediately gain 10,000 dream dust and then lose 10% of your current dream dust after each room. Now you have to kind of think about that. If I'm going and losing, if gaining 10%, but I lose, or 10,000, but I lose 10%, and we're only in room 2, you got to kind of think about that overall, right? And the thing is that it's not just 10% of that 10,000, it's 10% of the 15,000 that I'll have. So I probably will hold off on that one for right now. Now, this one that says it's going to give or take away 20%, I'm actually okay with that. I probably will go with that because it's a bad deal either way. So that was one of the Frightmare rooms. Let's go into the Sweet Dream one. Now, the Sweet Dream here, so you can see, is going to allow you to offer some dream dust to receive 1.3 times return when reaching the leader room. So you basically, like, and this is the funny thing with this game, it's like kind of like almost gambling everything. We'll do 2,000 for video's sake, right? Just to be that guy, right? So we'll do 2,000 because I don't actually, is it going to let me do it? Okay, there we go. Yeah, because this is like the name of the game, right? And the other thing is too, as you're doing things, you'll see the dream effects that you have, which will allow you to know, like, okay, I have this effect going right now, I have this positive or negative effect, etc., so that you can always check those. And you're basically going to be balancing between the two. Now, again, we have another Sweet Dream, which is going to be basically to do that. And I'm pretty sure each room, the multiplier goes up. But you have different poles or totems that you can basically do. So this one is going to be offer dream dust with a 50% chance to receive 2 times in return and a 50% chance to receive nothing. That's a rough one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll do 500 just to see. So let's actually do 10% like this. There we go. Let's go with the 600, right? Because I'm not that crazy. Like if it ends up being crazy, then cool. But if not, then I'm not getting cooked. Oh, actually, I think I got something back. I think it did actually give me some back. So I did win that. Okay, I'm not mad at that then. So these are like chance rooms. I am not dealing with this. All right, so here we go. We got a chess room. All right, let's see what we get in the chest. 1,500 dream dust. And the number of dream coffers to encounter next is 2. All right, that's pretty cool. So we're back at that 5K. So it's kind of like just gambling the entire way, basically. Let's see what we got here. We actually have an enemy fight. All right, here we go. This is a new enemy type, too. All right, so they are level freaking 100. All right, are there any mechanics? All right, so the Nightmare Babies take more damage when affected by debuff. Try to kill as many enemies as possible. In special stages, Nightmare Babies will continuously revive. Defeat as many as possible. Okay, cool. And I was trying to find someone that could literally debuff every time they basically hit. And I was like, dude, I'm that one guy that unnecessarily built Oberon. So there we go. Hey, I'm not even mad, right? So I'm gonna actually try to throw some more damage in here, so we can like destroy this as quickly as possible. All right, there we go. All right, so let's see what we can do here. It was basically 3 DPS, 2 rotators. I mean, it ends up being this way. There's like nothing I can really do about it, but as soon as, you know, Oberon gets a turn, should be able to do some debuffing. There we go. So that's pretty out of here. Does she kill? Surprisingly. Surprisingly. I was hoping I'd land my vulnerability there, but look at that. Defense break. I keep forgetting she has debuffs in all her skills. So she's going to be good in these types of scenarios. Yeah, she got bleed on there, you know? I mean, the bleed don't do nothing, but hey. But hey, look at that, right? Every time she goes, she's applying a bleed. Now, the crazier thing is, too, is that this combination with her and Lily is actually pretty busted because she has the highest attack. So She just look like, oh my god. So she's just gonna make it to where like, yeah, they're probably gonna die. All right, so let's see. For what it's worth, that's already, so we killed 3. So that's 15% of what we currently have. It should be 4. Nice. So that's 20% more. So we basically make back what we lost. Alright, cool. So yeah, we made back about 1K, which I'm not mad at that, right? We'll take it for what it's worth. We were just trying to make what we had work, right? So here we go. Now we have the virtual figure boss that we're going to be able to tackle, and that's going to be that Mia that we seen at the very beginning. Okay, guys, so going up against the Mia fight here, I want to clarify a couple of different things that you're going to come across, right? So there's going to be a hard, nightmare, hell, inferno, and abyss difficulty, okay? What's really important to note is like, okay, it doesn't show this as bugged, but like, bro, the abyss units are souped, okay? They are really, really strong. Inferno is about level 85. Abyss is about level 110. I would definitely say like the average player will be probably somewhere around like maybe I would say Hell to Inferno if they've been playing day one. If they're a little bit newer, probably Nightmare to Hell. Abyss is definitely going to require you to have a very specific type of setup, which is going to be a little bit more of a pull on having more unit diversity versus like Inferno, where like things are a little bit more realistic. Like for sure, which I, by the way, have like just about like a 300 speed Lily. Yeah, stuff is still rotating past you. Like it's really, really insane. Now we're going to go into Inferno because that's just more realistic to where everybody's going to be. Abyss is just ridiculous. And the crazy thing is too, is that like Abyss is doable with my account. I just also like have to consider too, like I have to like build up other things. So if I want to get like that consistent defense break, I could actually make it happen depending on the setup. But for what it's worth, we're going to actually go into this with pushback. We have sustain, which I think is pretty cool too, but I'd rather just do pushback and try to prevent them from getting turns if I can, and then go for the raw damage. Doki Doki is okay for movement too, but you could also go Lily because it really all depends on your setup, right? Like I'm not using a defense breaker in my setup, so we're gonna actually go with let me see, we got the Kachi out there. Those are 2 5-stars, which is pretty all right. And then I guess we could do, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go another healer, but we could do another healer. Or sorry, not another healer, another DPS. So we might just throw the Ting out here. So yeah, let's throw the Ting out here. Alright, so let's see here. So even in this setup, they're faster than me. So they're faster, they're for sure way faster in the other setup, and they do more damage. Alright, so we're going into our stuns and dot. And the pushback isn't like crazy, but it's something. Nice. We got some defense breaks right there. And because they're all stunned, they just don't do anything, which is cool. And we're going to go with the overall. Stun again. Wait, it didn't get everybody? Can get Valerian. Ah, that kind of sucks. I didn't know she was going to do that. She came right out of the dream bubble. All right. That's fine. All right, cool. The cool thing is, though, is that with characters like Obel, he can convert buffs as well. So that was another like right there, he just converted mad buffs. So that was another reason why I wanted to use him here. Let's go with the Yelly. Give her an extra turn. Not bad, not bad. We don't have to worry about any healing coming from Valerian, but healing can come from Mia. So we do gotta kind of watch her. Yeah, there it is. there it is. There it is. They only just cools down all their abilities, you know. All right, good dot. They're back in their bubble again. I think Valerian, not Valerian, Yelly should be back up. But now we got to deal with the death bubble. Okay. Give me my almost CC turn again. Oh, brother. I think I might have to get a healer the way that they're pushing me back right now. Alright, she damage amps her team. She gives her invincibility. Alright, turn meter push. Alright, cool. We can't hit her, sir, because she has, you know, invincibility. So just waste damage, you know? We love that. Alright, Yelly can technically hit into stuff like that because she can possibly still, but she ain't still squat. Oh my god. Okay. Alright guys, so we're going into the boss room here. Now, I will say that with a lot of the content, if you're going to try to do the highest of the highest, you got to use the best of the best of whatever it is on your account. Now, the difficulties, I do want to kind of explain this a little bit. Hard, Nightmare, Hell, Inferno, and Abyss, okay? Let's just be very clear. If you're doing Abyss, Abyss is kind of, I mean, honestly, it's intended for people that have like really, really built up stuff. Things are like level 110 in there. They're very fast. They also have the ability to one-shot you. So it's going to be very, very important. You have really fast characters. You have forms of CC. You're going to need shield. There's a lot that you're going to need in order to really deal with that. I would say realistically, for the average day one player, they might be, depending on what they have, somewhere around the Hell to Inferno range, right? If you're a little bit earlier, then it's Nightmare, Hell. But we're going to go into Inferno. It's still 20% more on your available dream points. It's 30% if you're able to clear the higher difficulty. It's granted, it is a significant amount when you like really think about like min-maxing, but for first go round, I think personally, if you're able to clear Inferno, that's more than enough, because you're going to have to make your account better, right? So I just want to kind of give that like clarification, because I know some people are going to try to push it, and not everybody's accounts are going to be made for that. Not at this point, at least. Like, I'm just not going to set you guys up for failure in that way. Now, the thing is that for this specific boss, you'll notice that the attribute that's not accessible is hollow, right? So none of our hollow units are available, and that's all of my movement usually. So this is one of the fights that I'm probably going to have to use Lily, because Doki Doki, her movement works in much slower comps, but I'm trying to kill these guys as quick as I possibly can. So we're just going to go ahead and I actually think I could auto this, actually. Now I'm thinking about it, but yeah, we're going to try to get rid of these guys as quick as possible. And we're using CC here. I would even say in the higher difficulty, CC is like really, really good. The only thing we can't do, though, is do those types of debuffs or control debuffs on Valerian. She's the only like problematic unit that just wants to be a thing, you know? So they kind of throw her in the mix to mess with you. All right. But Doki Doki can work here. I would definitely say, like, to supplement some of these characters, like if you got Ling Lao, like a heals can work. If you have your own Valerian, that can work. Like, there's a lot of different ways to approach this. It's not that crazy. But I will say going into Abyss is a whole nother freaking universe. Like, that's just not even the same difficulty. Yeah, they had the invincibility on. I didn't pay attention to that just now. That's fine. Got a buff conversion right there. Got them eating dots right now. Yeah, get them out of here. Get them out of here. No more Dorothy the Wisher. Alright. Alright, so we get rid of that. Let's see. I was like, I knew she was about to heal. I was like, I don't know how close she is to doing it, though. No pushback there. Here comes Victor. Yeah, we gotta watch him, because he gets stronger the lower his HP gets, so we gotta get rid of him ASAP. I might have to take over here. Let's just start working on him. Yeah, cool him down. Yeah, because Victor, I feel like is about to get real disrespectful, especially with all these buffs he's getting. Like, I do not have time for him right now. Okay. Like, he almost killed my boy. Yeah, give me... I need that defense buff up off of him. But it's alright, we got the stun. So yeah, that's GG. We'll go Yelly. She should have a skill 3. Dude, Red Kachi is so busted, man. Him and Dorothy the Wisher, they do basically the same thing with the extra cooldown, like turn meter push. Two characters I feel like every single person needs to build if they have not. Yeah, that like I love Obel here because now when things have like super buff stacks, like he's just gonna be converting all day. All right, boom. CC. Oh, we only got the action delay there, but that's GG, so we can auto the rest of this. So yeah, I feel like for most accounts I've been playing since the beginning, you should be able to do something like this. Granted, like I said, it just all kind of depends on what you want to use. Like if you have the Shadow Sania, obviously Dot is pretty strong here too, so you could just go for Dot Detonation. Obel, like I said, is like gonna be really good because they're starting to buff stack everything pretty heavily. So it just depends on what you have. And I mean, it's kind of rough to give specifics because I know that not every person has every single thing. Nor do I have every single SR built up the way that I want. So there's obviously the R rarity units, but yeah, I don't know about that Abyss, man. That Abyss, that Abyss is kind of ridiculous. But there you can see we get the extra 1.7k there. So pretty straightforward, right? So you can see in total we got about 13,000 for doing the legendary. We got the extra 2.6k because remember the other thing at the end was if we actually beat it, we got a percentage given back to us at the end. We were able to make that happen, right? So this is at like a higher interval, so anything lower is going to just be easier, right? Like just to kind of paint that picture. So we did the legendary one here. Very, very straightforward. Now, again, we can go into the next one, or any of them at that matter, and we can use another key. It's going to be obviously, you know, a little bit less, but you'll be able to build those up through the challenges. So what I'm going to do, because this is all kind of just like the rinse and repeat kind of thing, I'm going to go ahead and try to do some more of this, and then we'll get into the actual Lindell boss fight. Okay, guys, so real quick, I wanted to show you guys in this other room just some of the different types of chests or different things you'll come up against. Like, depending on like what type of room you open something in, it also kind of determines the interaction that you'll have, right? So it says mysterious large chest. The more times you open it, the better the rewards. You have a 100% success chance, but the more chances or times you try to open it, the lower the success rate goes, right? So if we open the treasure chest, right, we get 500. Now going into the next one is 85. Continue to open. I'm gonna keep going. Right here is probably a good time to stop, right? 60% success. I don't know. I'm gonna say, okay, one more. No! I didn't get anything. Oh my gosh, dude. All right, whatever. All right, hold on. We got another chest. All right, here we go. We got one more time. Let's do it. All right, 500. Okay. Bro, please. Oh, I'm out of here. Okay, yeah, I'm out of here. I take that. I leave. You can be that guy to go again, but nah, I'm ready to leave. Yeah, give me that. Yeah, give me that. So you can go into different rooms, and they have different things that like basically kind of give you different scenarios or chances. Like these rooms, I call them kind of the crystal rooms, I guess. So they kind of just have a net positive. They don't really have a negative. Whereas the other room typically will have some form of a boon, but a negative that comes with it. So like that gambling, right? So it's kind of that. So let's see. I want to go for the Make It Big, which is all upcoming Sweet Dream rooms will contain Dreamy Coffers with plus 2 additional ones. I want that. That sounds insane. So we're going Dreamy Room. Look at that. We making it big. Give me that. 1,500. Am I about to leave with more out of this room? Like what the heck? Yeah, this is actually ridiculous. So now it says the number of Dreamy Coffers to encounter is 4. So we're gonna go through here, virtual boss. So yeah, that was like crazy. Yeah, that one room kind of went stupid. And then we got the for hitting the boss room. I basically gave all of my my Dreamy Coffin or Dream Dust. So yeah, now I got that extra 3,000. So we're already at 10K coming into here. Now again, same thing though. You have the Inferno difficulty. Keep in mind this isn't a legendary room, so it's not going to give you that the Abyss, right? So Inferno is going to be the highest that you can do, which do whatever the highest is that you can. Like again, for my account, we'll actually do this fight too, because we got to do 3 of them. Oh man, they got Fuchi on there. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my Freya. Like, oh man, now I think I can actually do something. We're up against a Lily and a Valerian. Like these comps, they're not playing with you with these comps. Like, not really. Let's go with the Kachi because I like the stun and the pushback from him. That's just always feels really nice. We'll throw Yelly in for DPS. That's like my 1 DPS that kind of got built right now outside of the Ting. I'm trying to think. I want to go with Fuchi, but I also want to rotate a little bit faster. I'm gonna try to switch this up. Let's go Valerian, because I know their Valerian isn't gonna be faster than mine. All right, there we go. Boom. Oh yeah, we might actually go crazy here. So let's see. A little bit more free to play friendly, you know. The Kachi with the pushback and the stun's gonna go crazy. Boom. Oh my god. Okay, sir. Damn near stun everybody. Don't matter if you got Lily. Let's see. We don't have to Dream Bubble here, but might as well. So like all the most important units just don't go here on that side, which is really that Valerian. The DPS, the Lily is going to rotate, but not if she don't get a turn. I love Hollow Attribute for this type of stuff because they're so busted. But Red Kachi's busted too. Yeah, all right, we're gonna get rid of the Valerian, man, because we just don't want her to bubble. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, Red Kachi is just so good. None of them really get to go, so nobody gets a turn, basically. We'll give it to Yelly. Another one. Goodbye. Alright, nice. Alright, so now we can worry about DPS, I guess. Everything else is just GG from here. Wow, that's our first turn. I keep forgetting they have a Freya, so they technically have movement. They just weren't as fast. If this would have been an Abyss difficulty, though, it would have been kind of ridiculous, but... Alright, let's see. We're going to get nuked here, I think. No? Oh, not yet. Okay. There we go. Already... oh, my whatchamacallit is off. That's fine. Get rid of her. Alright, I think the rest of this is auto. Yeah, so this is all she wrote, man. They're not doing anything here. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead, and we'll get to the end of what the resources are looking like, all right? I'm not gonna keep you guys here forever. All right, guys, so we got to the end of the fight. We were able to get about another 4,000 on the currency to add to the pot that we already have. So in total, we finished that with 14.8K. All right. And the strategy rating that we reached was A, I guess maybe because of how easy I like kind of went through it. So there's kind of that. But and actually probably the difficulty that we challenged. So we got one more virtual room to do. Again, we can do any of them because they're all kind of the same difficulty. I would also say another thing that's really important when picking like what rooms you want to go for. Also considering the dream data that you're trying to get. So in reality, I probably should have did both the light and the dark if I was trying to aim for the lattice, but I couldn't skip the legendary room. Like I just wanted to do that. It was an extra 20% on the rewards. I'm like, hey, why not, right? So what we're gonna do, again, because this is still an event that you're gonna have multiple days to be able to take advantage of, we're just gonna go with what do we want to deal with? I guess we'll go with this. Do we want to go Suki? Yeah, I guess we'll go Suki. We'll just keep it RGB for right now. We'll go the RGB route. All right. Now again, same thing with all these rooms. I personally, Are we gonna go to a suite room? Yeah, I usually will start off with a suite room just to see what I can get. Because usually if it has like the little like input, like the totem with inputting your suite or your dream data so that you can then get it at the end. I kind of like that, but we'll see what the next room is like. All right, so we got a fragment room. Ooh, okay, so increase your reward by 20% in the next room, but the dream will be random. Immediately gain 500 through 4,000 dream dust. Let's go Greedy Soul. I mean, Greedy Soul seems to be kind of the wave here, but the room will be random. So 20% more. All right, let's go. Oh, okay. They said, nah, you're not going into a dream room. Okay, so immediately gain 10 to 30%. 10 to, okay, that's not bad. Increase the rewards by 20% in the next room, but the dream will be random. Now, my thing is that I don't think the Greedy Soul activated. I didn't get anything. All right, so let's see. We'll do another Greedy Soul just to see. I think I should have 2. So that's 40%. I think these stack. Okay? Sweet Dream. Oh, brother. I don't think it activates in this room, though. All right, so let's see. So offer Dream Dust with a 50% chance for a 2 times of return and a 50% chance to receive nothing. So we're going to be a little bit more risque. And we're going to drop 2K. Okay. Yo, these dream rooms be trolling. All right, yo, listen. That's kind of messed up, though. That is kind of messed up. All right, so here we go. All right, we're in another room here. This is a new type. So Nightmare Seed will contaminate the virtual figure leader. Defeating it grants an additional 20% dream dust, right? So we're going to go ahead and take that. Now, when we look at this, we have 20, 20, and another 20. So we're gonna be able to get some resources for beating this boss. So I lost 2K, but we should be able to gain quite a bit. We're gonna go into, let's see, we're gonna do Inferno. I mean, extra 40% at the end looks pretty good to me. So yeah, we're gonna do Inferno. Now I can't use any of my reason attributes, so that means bye bye Kachi. Which is okay. That's all right. No more Kachi. No more Kachi OPness. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna throw in Obu this time. And I guess we'll keep it standard. We're not gonna go with like trying to throw Lily and all that stuff. I'm trying to minimize that so you guys can see you can go through this stuff without it. Like I said, I think Abyss though, we throw that out the window. If you got Lily, you use Lily. I don't care what that thing is so ridiculous, man. All right, so let's see here. I think targeting wise, I kind of want to deal with the Tsukiyomi because she's the tankiest here, but we'll see how much damage I deal. Yeah, we'll get rid of Tsukiyomi. Everybody else is fairly easy to get rid of. And they had a Marvel too. That's a pain. Turn meter still. Yeah, so this isn't too bad. And crazy thing is, I don't even have my Yelly. I actually put my Yelly on a pretty bad build just so I didn't have to swap my other units. We'll save that. Just go dot skill 1. Because they're all CC'd. Crazier thing is that if I was using Detain, he'd actually be nuking her to oblivion in a few shots. Alright, cool. So now we can auto the rest of this. We got that Rosa though. Oh, brother, now they get to go. I keep forgetting they still have their DPS, so there is that. And Rin actually can do damage. Like, if they had a defense break right now, I'd probably be getting cooked. But this is why we bring artisans. Yeah, nobody. Oh, he just silenced me? How dare you? I thought I had a Dreamweaver on. But I guess not. Alright. Yeah, this is GG now. I think Yelly should S3 here. And a boom. Alright, we got 2 left. Goodbye. And goodbye. Alright, there we go. Dude is out of here. There we go. Over for the kill. All right, so we got an extra 400 on top of the 29 that we actually had. So, or 2,900. So we end up leaving with 5.3k. Not as crazy as the other room. Well, actually, yeah, it's decent. It's not bad. I mean, we didn't really get the best of luck there, but it's fair. Okay. Now we have the challenge room. Okay. This is actually the big thing that we've been basically working towards this whole time. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. All right, so let's go ahead and hit that challenge button. Now, for this, I'm going to be 100% honest. You're going to want to bring the best of what you got, right? So I know that for this, the lockout is actually going to be reason and constant attribute units. So you're going to have to bring a dark DPS more than likely. So the thing is, though, if we go to, and see, this is the thing that's kind of rough for this fight. The only dark DPS that players are going to have is going to be the Ting. Because you can't use Shadow Sania here because she's immune to dot and control and turn meter effects. So she's immune to, actually, I don't think Lindell is. Lindell is just immune to control effects and turn meter. And then the Angel A is immune to dot effects. So let me actually see this real quick. All right, let's do this. We're gonna go with our healer because we gotta do that whole heal thing. We're gonna go with the Ting. I want to test this real quick so I can see if dot works for you guys on the main body, because if it does, then that'll be pretty huge. Oh, it's auto? Oh, brother, hold on. And I think I might have... Okay, no, I can still reset it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I just want to see if dot works on her, because I think it does. I just don't think it works on the main body. So let's see. Okay, so dot does work. I just don't know how much damage you would get from dot. So dot does work on the main body at least. All right, yeah, let's see. Let's test it out. I'm kind of interested to see how much dot damage we can do. I mean, she rotates pretty quick, though. And I'm assuming this healing is going to kick in once we get a little bit more into the HP bars here. Yep, there it is. Now we got to heal. Yeah, we're getting 0 healing because it's all going into that shield right now. So yeah, shield artisans are going to be pretty clutch here too. All right, so we got about 75. Let's see, Linglo should be coming up on a heal soon. There we go. Yeah, I think it's like 50%. Like, it's a lot of healing that has to go into that. Yeah, so that does work, and it's also keeping the ads at bay. So I do kind of like the oval here. That one artisan does kind of help a little bit, so everybody's not getting shredded. The ads are actually like pretty slow though. I'm not complaining. Keep it like that. I am not complaining. Now, I think what would have been better for me would have maybe been to go for a defense breaker. But this kind of all depends on what you got. All right, so I'm gonna rip here. Ooh, he almost died. So it doesn't kill? Interesting. All right, so it looks like it gives you a chance to actually heal. You know what else is gonna be really good here? Fortissimo. So Fortissimo, I will say for this specific boss is gonna be really good. We're just kind of making it happen with the one healer for right now, but having the Fortissimo will actually probably be better than Supernova. Yeah, so we're almost at the 200 mark. I mean, I probably could get much higher here if I was really, like, trying to super sweat this, but... It's good to see that dot works here, though. So dot detonation might be kind of crazy. I'm kind of interested to see that. Let me know if anybody has dot detonation, how that works out for you. All right, so we got 149, and you get 5,000 for the basic and 5,000 for the entry. That's not bad at all. All right, so we actually beat that rotation. So the thing that's really cool too is that you can go back in again. If you want to buy extra keys, you can absolutely keep going in and doing the rotations for this. But that I think is going to put you at more of a spenders, you know, kind of like place. And then, of course, here you'll see that we also have more missions that we were completing along the way. So spending a total, accumulating 60K, Dream Dust. If I want to, I probably could go in and spend for another key. Actually, no, I don't. I don't even have to do that. So only mission we have to do now is spending 30K. We have 66K at the end of that. I would say that that's pretty good. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like, for what it's worth, considering, like, how much it costs per box, that's not bad. And then, as far as redeeming of this, we basically would have had enough, but I just didn't challenge the right dungeon. So this is going to be a little bit slower for some of this upper end stuff, but that's okay because you have a week to be able to play this. So if it's anything like that, I would even say being able to do the legendary, even on just Inferno, and then doing 2 regulars are going to be kind of the way to go, because that seemed to give me the highest yield. So granted, this is a big pull on what you have on your account. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey guys, this is the easiest thing in the world to do. You just got to go do it. Like, no, you need units built up. I will say though, we were able to make 5-star units work. Like, I feel like in Inferno, you can get away with some 5 stars. The DPS definitely have to be 6-star. But once you get into that abyss is no joke. Abyss difficulty, I did actually test it out. It is no joke, okay? I will say that 100% you want to go in there with really fast characters, built up stuff. Things probably need to be lattice for the most part, especially dealing with that crap. Like, dude, things are one-shotting in that difficulty. But if in the exchange center, let's go ahead and just do this real quick. We're going to go for the boxes like I said I was. Let's see. I just want to spend like 30K worth, right? Because that gives us another dream key. So we'll do this and see what we get. So we got 3 perfect lattice fragments, some training data. Oh, so that's how. Okay, I think how many boxes did I actually use? Because, yeah, okay, I see what this is. It's a chance for you to obtain the lattice and all that other stuff. All right. I'm gonna be straightforward about this part, okay? I feel like I don't think this necessarily needs those things. Like, I think that this should be whatever the item is that the person is aiming for. If it's just the lattice, just do lattice. Like, we can get all this other crap from other areas. If it's just the portraits, just do portraits. If it's just the prototypes, just do prototypes. If it's just the hydro crystals, just do hydro crystals. Because, yeah, I think that just needs to be, like, it's just, again, everything is so RNG heavy. I just think it just needs to be the resources that people are aiming for. EXP and all those other things, they can get them from other areas. I mean, in my opinion, that's just my take there. But we're able to complete this, right? And so we're able to get another key. And we're at 1 out of 4 here. You can see we're on the track for the very next thing, okay? So completing 2 virtual mazes. Like, I really honestly think just doing this free to play was enough. I just think that you have to do a legendary, and then you have to do, if you can do it in Inferno, then that's cool. But a legendary and then 2 regulars just kind of make this seem to make sense. And then hopefully you get lucky on some of the rooms, because the rooms are random. So that's just kind of that. But yeah, guys, that's going to be basically my run through. Definitely hope that this was able to give you a little bit more insight before you jump into your run. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But yeah, we're going to have another video for tomorrow for the next difficulty and attribute. But yeah, everyone stay blessed. And that's going to be that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.